Harihi Om. Samskrite कीदृशाः varnaः santi? Samskrite, in Samskrita, what kind of varnas, what are the letters that we have there in the alphabet? Before looking into that, let us first clear our mind and then bring in new definitions one by one. First of all, Shabda means sound. Now we have discussed in the previous video that Shabda has emerged from, Shabda is governed by Akasha, the cosmic sound. And from there, the rishis have chosen Varna. They have chosen a set of sounds of the total universal set, and those are called Varna, and they form the Samskrita alphabet. And when you put of those Varnas, when you use permutation and combination of some of them, we get pada or words. Now these three definitions should be clear in our mind, and they are not to be used interchangeably. Now the entire set of varnas that the rishis have chosen for us, the rishi or the rishikas have chosen for us, is called the varna mala. Mala meaning a garland, a necklace. And also there's a synonym for varna, which is akshara. In Vyakarana of Samskrita, it is akshara. Now, why is it called akshara? Because it has emerged from its father, which is the Om, which is Pranava, which is the Ekakshara, the one indestructible. And its offspring, being Varna, have also been given the same name. They have inherited the name Akshara. The Varnas of the Samskritam alphabet can represent most of the sounds in human speech, and that is the beauty of the Samskritam alphabet. Most of the languages in Samskritam, in the world, be it phonetic or non-phonetic, most of their words can be represented through Samskritam alphabet. That is using only these 60 odd varnas of Samskritam. Every human speech, I wouldn't say every, I would say most of the human speech can be represented through the varnas of Samskritam alphabet. That is to be clear. And then, how is that possible? That is because Samskritam, unlike many other languages that we are using today, is very, very phonetic. It means the words as they are pronounced are written in the same way, and the pronounced words, which are we have seen here, pada, are made up of comprising varna, and each of the varna is a specific sound. And a pada will be the summation of varna, which means it will be a summation of sounds. This seems very simplistic, very simple and easy to understand, but that is what is meant by phonetic. And that is very logical indeed. It need not be very complicated as to use silent sounds, understood sounds, etc. As a pada is pronounced, it is written down also in the same way, which means it is written down as a combination of its comprising varnas, where the varnas in fact are each particular sounds. For example, I would say the word Saraswati. Now, in this Saraswati, which is a word, it consists of these following sounds: s, r, s, v, t, e. Now these are the sounds, vowels and the consonants present there. And how are they written? They are written down in a particular script, which is probably Devanagari, which is commonly used for Samskritam. And in that too, just as the comprising sounds are s, r, etc., the sound for s, which is the sa varna, is written down first because it comes in that same order. And similarly, is written as is a varna, the second comprising varna, and it is written down second in order, and so on. And therefore, there is no confusion as what the pronunciation of each varna is, and what is and any word in Samskritam can be read easily by knowing its individual varna. Why do I say metaphorically 99.99, figuratively this figure is not dependent on any calculation that I've done, but it is just a poetic way of saying, a figurative way of saying that Samskritam is so phonetic that there are only four exceptions, not exceptions per se, but there is a special way that these four sounds are pronounced. That is ha, ma, as we see in Brahma. It is a matter of debate whether it should be read as Brahma as is written, or should it be swallowed within being Brahma, or a double ma, or should it be read as in the reverse order being Brahma, and similarly with Vanhni, Aparahna, and wherever this ha comes followed by the Anunasika ma, na, and na, there is this confusion, and also with the Visarga, whether the preceding swara, that is aha, should be read as ah or aha, and what happens if there is a dirgha swara aha? Why is it not aha? But why is it aha? And so on. So this confusion exists with these four, and throughout the rest of Samskritam literature and Vyakarana, everything else is all phonetic. Now this is the sound form and science that we have been discussing in the previous video. That is, there is a vibrator here and some sand put on it, and when it vibrates at a certain frequency, because of the confined boundary, the sand forms a particular form, and that is being captured by the photographer here. Now that is a good way of mapping a particular frequency to a particular form by fixing the apparatus and its boundary conditions. Now we have discussed what is Shabda, Varna, Pada, etc. And here is the hierarchy. Through a Venn diagram I have represented here what is Shabda. Shabda is all sounds of the universe. Varna is it's a subset of Shabda, that is all sounds, which the Samskritam alphabet, which the Samskritam rishis and rishikas have chosen for us. And then in the using some of those varnas, the combination of those varna forms all the padas, all the words in Samskritam. And there are many more combinations of varna which are not considered a pada. Why is that? We'll be discussing it later. Not all combinations of every varna becomes a pada. And finally, using throughout the probably 1 crore words which can be formed in Samskritam, we form some of the using some of them we form a sentence which is called a vakyam. This is the hierarchy that goes. So now there is always a confusion of how many varna, how many letters are present in the Samskritam alphabet. Kati varnaha santi iti shikshakaha pritchati sadaiva. So then what should be the answer? We'll discuss it in the next video. Dhanyavadah.